listening to the best Metal-O-Mania.live.
You are listening to the home of metal, Metal-O-Mania.live. Powered by B Squared Inc. Entertainment.
This is Tim, Chris, this is Mike. You're listening to The Crypt with Eyes of the Living on Metal-O-Mania.
This is Mike. This is Richie, and we're in Grave Hopper, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with The Crypt.
Get in my belly! Through these eyes, through the mouth!
I'd like to say hi to all the kids looking in the night. Hey, kids.
The world and all the ships at sea. Here we go. Episode number 105 of Metal-O-Mania, coming at you live from Beltsville, Maryland, for hopefully the last time. So, welcome everybody to the show. We're very glad to have you. I got a lot of coming back in my ears here, my love. I'm going to skip that up there a little bit. But, all right. So, welcome to the show, everybody. We got a kick-ass show in store for everybody tonight. I hope you enjoyed that we opened up with some Terror. Badass California hardcore, which is awesome. Will you turn me down a little on this, sir? All right, sorry. But very good, very kick-ass, very good. So how are you tonight, Miss Scully?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much for asking.
Very glad to have you here tonight.
You know, I'm just realizing, I don't know that did we check the sound before we got going tonight? We're a little unprepared with the long break. We're a little out of practice here. So.
Well, it was worth it.
Bear with me, guys, and let me know if you have any trouble with the sound.
We did take an unexpected week off last week, but let me tell you what, everybody, it is for the betterment of the entire show and of the entire movement of the Metal-O-Mania thing. We are just about ready to go with the Legion of Doom Studios in Southern Maryland. And got me some feedback on that. And Southern Maryland. And we won't have to come to Beltsville anymore, which is a good thing. So we took the week off, and we were really honestly taking the week off hoping we'd be able to do the show from there tonight, but it didn't quite work out that way. But we're this close, and then we'll be. And again, I know I've said this for the last few weeks as we eagerly await launching the Legion of Doom studio, but it does give us some freedom. We're going to really be able to blow up and do some crazy cool metal things in the future because of the new digs that we will be in. So we are down to just a few more things, but it'll definitely be in place. I can confidently say that this will indeed be the last time out of Beltsville, Maryland. So, but we love them here, and thank you for having us, you know, letting this scraggling group of crazy metalheads come in here every week. We do create a stir, I got to tell you, when we come in every week now for 2 years here. We come in every week and we bring our skulls, and we have crazy Kurt. Oh, you can't see Kurt tonight. Kurt is off screen, but we'll fix that later.
Let's get to a song.
But yeah, right.
I got some things to do, so.
Well, real quickly, again, we're making the move, so there's good things happening. Go pick up that, by the way, brand new tear. That tear I just played, brand new. It's called Total Retaliation, hardcore out of California. We love them. We know you love them. That was our Bongwood Jam of the week, of course, from Mr. Bongwood. But we're going to get into a lot of things tonight in the show. We're going to talk about our New Year's resolutions this year. We're going to talk a little bit about our New Year's resolutions last year and how terrible we were with them. Although I did quit smoking.
Awesome. I know that's
over
great.
A year as I sit here congested as fuck. But I went a year, and here we go. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the arch enemy situation. We're going to get into that quite a bit tonight. I'm looking forward to hearing what our chat board has got to say. But it looks like social media has turned pretty soundly against arch enemy at this point. So we're going to get into all that. We're going to do it. We're going to do it hard as we do every week, and we're going to do it with some kick-ass metal in between. So let's play some Executioner up next. San Antonio Thrash. Badass fucking album from these guys, man. The album is called Bone Collector, and let's get it going right now with Forever 666 off of this brand new release. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get our shit situated, I promise, and then we're going to metal all night right into your ear holes. So let's do the metal. Keep hanging out with us. Let's rock. It's got kind of that crossover feel to it that you all out there know I love so much. And I just dig everything they're doing, man. Very exciting times. Very exciting times. So go over there and show them the love. Like their pages. As you know, as I preach to you every week as we do the Metal-O-Mania show, go and support the bands. We highlight the bands, you go support the bands. Go over there and give their page a like, and by doing so, they keep you posted on what they're going through, what they're doing. New videos come out, you know about it. New tour dates come out. If they're coming near your town, you know about it. So you're doing yourself a service by liking their page and following up on them, especially if it's a band that caught your ear. And certainly Terror and Executioner are bands that should do that. We got a brutal playlist in store for everybody tonight. I'm telling you right now, we're going to go thrash all up in your guts, and then we're going to get deathy all up into the back end of you later. So we intend to show you Zero Mercy to start 2019 tonight. It's going to be a good time. Going to be a good time. And again, we're going to break into some things. We got some topics I'd like to break down. I do want to start before we get into it here on the you and I, when Scully and I will talk about it a little bit later in the program. But I do want to start getting some feedback on the board now on the topic of the arch enemy thing, man. What's everybody's take right now on the arch enemy photographer fiasco? I will say, for starters, the first thing I really read about it, I heard about it obviously on Facebook, but the first thing I took the time to read when I decided to investigate it myself was the arch enemy post that they put on social media, on Facebook and that stuff. And my first thought was, this is pretty reasonable. Why is everybody hating the fuck out of them? And then I took the time to go read all the emails and everything back and forth between them and the photographer, and that the photographer had posted, which made it pretty clear that most of the things in the arch enemy post were pretty much a lie. I mean, a straight up lie, and it is kind of fucked up. Now, I do kind of get why everybody's hating on the band right now, but again, let's get everybody's feedback on it, and we'll talk about it in a little more detail later in the show tonight. But as far as New Year's resolutions go for 2019, what you got, Scully?
It's not exciting, I guess, but just trying to be chill.
Yeah, right on. Everybody could use a little chill.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with some chill.
Which I am. First day back to work. First
Today.
day back to to the show and everything.
Right.
I'd give myself like a B plus.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Not too bad.
We're ready to rock.
Moments, but
Well,
I think it's been okay.
We came in tonight and we're like, wait, what the fuck?
What
Well,
were
the
we supposed to
studio's
do
been
again?
rearranged, right? So it was kind of like, well, wait a minute, we're starting from scratch here. So, but we got to figure it out, and that's because you are becoming the ultimate engineer over there, Miss Scully Engineer.
No, we got good help. We got a good team behind us.
We do indeed. We do indeed, and good music to play. The team, the music, it's no wonder people hang out with us despite my stupid ass.
The music is amazing, but before we go away from the team real quick, I got a big shout out real quick. We, you guys have probably noticed, the chat board is back in place now, exactly where it should be, and hopefully it makes it a little easier for you guys to both watch the show and participate with the chat.
Right.
So I hope everybody likes that.
Yeah, so if you're watching live, make sure you go right below the screen. There's a chat board there. You can talk to Scully. You can talk to my man Pedro from Emergent Chaos. I think I saw that he was on the board. Much love. Like their band too, man. Emergent Chaos. Badasses. badassery. I'm telling you, great stuff. And support the bands. Support the bands. We're here to turn you on to the kick-ass bands and hope that you find something that you like that you might not have heard, and then you follow those bands. Make them your shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How's that? Is that a little better, Kenny? He said I was a little low. My volume.
Come on, Kenny.
No, my
Is that a little better, Kenny?
Did it sound like that when I said it?
You sound like Cartman. You gave him a Cartman Kenny.
Oh.
You
funny.
bastards.
That's not what I meant to do, but.
But I'll tell you this, as
same.
far as New Year's resolutions go, my New Year's resolution in 2018 was to quit cigarettes.
I know, and that, I'm so proud of you.
Did it.
I cannot
anyway.
express.
Waited a year. Waited a year and a couple days right now without a cigarette.
Pop would be very, very proud of you.
Yeah, man. And I'll tell you what, 2018 in retrospect, what a year. What a crazy fucking year.
Oh
we didn't really get into it on the Christmas episode, but what a year. What a weird year.
Yeah.
So many ups and downs.
Definitely a challenging year to try to quit smoking.
Yeah,
so
man,
you
right?
did good.
I know. It's like the forces that be were like, oh, you're going to quit smoking? Well, try some of this and deal with that. And we lost Pop this year. Rest his soul. Much love, Pop. But it was a tough year. Tough year.
Yeah.
But we made it. We survived it. Made it to another level. You know what I mean? One more level. Every year's another level, like a real life video game. You know? So we made it to another level. And, you know, beating cigarettes was one of the bosses I had to beat last year. So we'll see what 2019 has to throw at us. But hopefully it's a chill year. You be chill, the year will be chill. That'll be cool. You know, our kids are growing up and moving out and moving on, and as they do, gives us a little more free time. We've of course, we're pretty stupid, you and I, Scully.
Yeah.
Because anytime somebody gives us a little free time, we fill it with shit. What are we thinking?
Oh,
you know.
I know.
This Metal-O-Mania thing, as much as I love it and I love doing it and I need to do it, and I love you guys for hanging out with us while we do it, but it's time consuming. Any bit of free time we might have otherwise had, we have donated to the metal cause. So, but hey, it's worth it.
Definitely is.
Yeah, good times.
We got quite a few people hanging out with us tonight already.
Awesome.
There's a few people that have not. If you there's a little like wheel next to the spit button. If you hit that, you can put your name in there. Because there's a few people still kind of going by the guest and whatever number the computer assigns you.
Awesome.
But we have a few regulars, of course. We got Pedro from Emerging Chaos.
Much love, Pedro. Thank you for hanging out with us, my friend.
Kenny, who I've mentioned, is on the board with our
Finger of
Finger of Doom. Chewbacca Josh.
Oh, Mr. Josh, how are you, my friend?
Yes,
good stuff.
Ron, of course, who is the creator of our opening theme song.
Yeah, and a sometimes reporter on location.
Right.
Very
Sorry, I
awesome.
didn't mean to short you there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't short Ron.
Yeah,
He's already short in
not,
other areas. So
I've been watching the Game of Thrones, and I'm not gonna be one of those people that like comes and announces whoever you are first before you show up to like do your thing, because I would forget all your titles. I would forget. I'd be like,
it's Ron B.
what do you do?
of House Barons. He represents the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
And
you're on your own. You'd have to introduce yourself.
Yeah, right on.
Sorry.
Ronnie B needs no introduction. So much love to all you guys. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for chatting with us live on the board.
There might be a few other people. I'm sorry if I've missed you. I didn't feel like
are any of them talking about what their New Year's resolutions are for 2019? What's everybody going for? I myself, this is going to be the year I get back in shape. I quit smoking last year. 2019, I get back in shape, man. And people don't probably recognize me now because I'm a big fat piece of shit. But I used to be very much athletic, very much before I took on some injuries and inactivity led to gaining some weight and that sort of thing. I used to be a pretty athletic cat. So my goal is to get back to some of that shit with some new knees. Let's see, this year I plan to get new knees. I plan to get a new penis.
One you have just fine.
Okay, well, we'll stick with that.
Very much, even.
We'll stick with that old bastard then. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's chime in on what your New Year's resolutions are. We got lots to break into and lots to talk about tonight as we get through the program.
Okay.
And there is no interview tonight. We do not have an interview tonight, and that is largely because we didn't have time.
It was a holiday. People were busy.
We really
wanted
just
to let
couldn't
people
pull it
spend
off.
time with their families.
Right. We've got some things lined up with like Bleeding Through was the band we're talking to about getting on here. We got
Ron's working on a couple.
Remains. Awesome, Ron's.
Yeah.
So we do have some great interviews coming for everybody. Just this week we couldn't nail one down and get it done. So
Chewbacca has a resolution.
Oh, what you got? What's Chewbacca got?
He says just to be a better man.
Right on.
And also to buy a house.
Oh, that was one of ours for 2018. We did that too. Another
So
part of our
luck,
crazy
Josh.
year. Yeah, good luck,
you
brother.
got it, man. You can do it.
No question.
Yep.
Chewbacca got it. Much love to that motherfucker, man. Good people. Good people, and I'm rooting for you, sir. And hopefully you'll be having a big-ass house party and playing some Metal-O-Mania over your big speakers in the new joint. You know what I
That'd
mean?
be awesome.
So, and speaking of which, with the new studio coming in, and that's where we're at now, you guys, man. I'm very excited to tell you that is where we are now with Metal-O-Mania. We got our own studio just about ready to rock and roll, and with it comes so much freedom. If I feel like it on a Tuesday night at 1 o'clock in the morning, I can fucking jump on live and just start jamming with you guys if we want to. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, I may just do that on a pretty regular basis. But my goal immediately is we're going to take the Wednesday show that's currently a 3-hour show. We're going to make it a 2-hour show next week. This show tonight it'll probably go close to 3, 2.5. But tonight or start next week it'll be roughly a 2-hour show. But we're going to add the Tuesday night show for sure next week. And that is going to be my Big Brother's Record Collection show. You know,
Awesome.
We got some artwork coming for you. We got some things to know. Be a 2-hour show on Tuesday. It's going to be very retro. Yeah, you're probably going to hear a lot of stuff you know on that show if you're a metalhead. It's going to be a ride through, you know, the roots of it all. You know where it is. Honestly, we've been doing this show for 2 years.
Here, huh?
Yeah, right
Your
on.
inspiration.
The inspiration behind it all.
Wow.
Well, this show we've been doing for 2 years.
Right.
And every week, someone new will jump into the fray and be like, I dig the show, which we love, all of you, especially those of you this week that this was your first show watching. Thank you for that. But they'll inevitably say, hey, man, next week, why don't you play Slayer's Angel of Death for me, or Metallica's this, or Megadeth's that, and I often frequently be like, well, maybe we could do that, because we do play one old school jam a week.
Right.
But that's not what this show is. This show is new stuff. This show is brand new metal that's just being released, hot off the presses. This show is the answer to the people saying there's no good metal being made today. But I cry bullshit. Yeah, I get a little fuzzy.
I know.
I cry bullshit to that, and this show is my response to that. There's great metal being made today, and we prove it every week that we come in here and do this program. But we do often overlook some of that metal. You know, people clearly want to hear it. I get requests for it all the time. So we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it. I think I'll have fun bringing it, and from there we will only grow. My hope is to add Mark and the Gonzo thing. We'll bring him on. He's gonna do some everything from Priest to fucking kicks to whatever, and we're looking forward to having that show. And with the new studio, we'll be able to do all that, and we're right there. That's it. I literally need 2 microphones and 3 cables, and the new studio's rock solid, ready to go. So might take care of that on my way out of here tonight. All right, so moving on.
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt you with Kenny's resolution.
Oh, okay. Talk to me, Kenny.
To summon the Dark Lord more often and to fuck some shit up.
Fucking yes.
I would assume that's what he was trying to say.
Fuck yeah.
The chat board kind of.
I want to have a threesome with me, Scully, and a demon. Are you down? Are you down? We'll work it out. Hey, backdoor's mine. I'm just saying. You call shotgun. Anyway, let's play a song. Let's go to fucking Massachusetts and play some Lich King. The Omniclasm is an album that actually came out a few months ago now. Quite a few months ago now, almost a year ago. But I love this album, and they just put out a video. They didn't have a video for Our Time to Riot. So, when bands put out videos, we like to play them for you on the program. We like to make... we've had a lot of people hit me back with feedback saying that this show reminds them of the old Headbangers Ball show on MTV back in the glory days of MTV when metal was on there all the time. And I kind of love that. I kind of like that. So in that vein, I like to bring you metal videos as often as we are able. So let's do it now. Let's play a little bit of Lich King for you. Off of the Omniclasm. Our Time to Riot. Put on a seatbelt. We got metal for you all night long, man. Don't go nowhere. Much love, much metal.
How the hell do you know who your daddy is? Because your mama told you so.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck my ass with a roll of quarters.
What? He's gonna what?
Love. You gotta turn me on.
Yes.
You gotta turn me on. This was an agreement we made 20 years ago. You have to turn me on.
I thought I did.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying you gotta work at it. I mean, you still gotta. You can't just sit in the corner and be like, "What the fuck?" You gotta hit buttons and shit. Anyhow, a little bit of Lich King for everybody. If you don't like Lich King, we can't be friends because they are fucking fantastic.
Right.
And
Well, I don't think everybody on the chat board is loving them for sure.
Yeah, badass. Top shelf thrash metal fucking outfit, man. In my opinion, got that touch of crossover thing going. There's so much great things happening in the thrash world. In fact, I think 2019 is going to be a banner thrash year. We're going to open up with some Overkill coming right out of the gate in fucking February. There's some great things happening in the thrash world that I'm very excited about. But I'll tell you what, awesome things happening. Like, we're speaking of Ron B.
Right. He said that helped his disposition, and I think, like you said, going into 2019, that's what we need.
Fuck yeah, for sure. Well, and Ron B knows there's some, he interviewed Ryan Taylor for us last week from Atomic. That Atomic is a badass fucking release, The Fallout. Fantastic. Here's to hoping that Condition Critical, another project that I know that Ryan Taylor has some involvement with, hopefully they put out something as well, because that's a badass thrash fucking project that does great things.
Right.
There's so many great thrash things that I'm hearing of underway, man. I'm excited to bring it all to you. I will be in here all the time. Well, not in here, actually. Fuck here. I'll be in the studio downstairs. I'm gonna very likely in the middle of the night hear something new and badass and just go jump in the studio and be like, "What's up?"
See who's awake with you.
Yeah, who's out there with insomnia wants to. Everything I do after 1 a.m. is just going to be called the Insomnia Show, and from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. is insomnia metal time.
Yeah.
And all the fucking insomniacs like me can hang out with me and we'll jam. Fuck yeah. Okay. You may notice, by the way, I didn't shave. I didn't shave, you guys. I look a little haggard this week. We got into the studio tonight and Scully was like, "You look like a fucking homeless bum." And thanks, hon, by the way.
Love you.
Appreciate that. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks. I'm not getting into none of the personal shit going on in our world because I just don't feel like it. But there are some things going on that just suck and no fun to deal with. But hopefully they will work themselves out in 2019, as other things hopefully do as well. I mean, I'm trying to remain optimistic. Is what I'm getting at. Trying to be optimistic. I know that I'm very optimistic about the metal world, and that's where my comfort comes. That's where my therapy comes in from doing this show. Metal therapy. We call the show Metal-O-Mania, and again, props to Gonzo. Gonzo came up with our original title to our show. But I wonder if we aired in our ways, it should be the fucking Metal Therapy Show. I get more than a few people telling me that they tune in to hang out with us, and they get out a little bit of aggression with us. And more than happy to be here for that purpose for you guys. Take out your aggression on me. Take it out on my unforgiving beard. That literally, what is this growing? 2 fucking days? This is ridiculous. I hate it. Anyhow, what I used to think was my Italian, and now I realize are my Irish roots.
What's funny
Thanks
to me is
Ancestry.com.
you were like using your back scratcher as a pointer.
Yes.
Like that's
you listen to what I'm saying out there, bitches. Yeah. Well, my back scratcher is very skeletonized. It's very Metal-O-Mania, So, back scratcher. Okay. Speaking of back scratchers, I got a quick question for the board. If a friend of yours comes to your house and sees your back scratcher laying there and says, "Can I use your back scratcher?" First of all, I'm thinking, no, you can't use my back scratcher. But okay, I don't want to be a dick. You can at least outside of your shirt, though, dude. Don't take my back scratcher on a 97-degree day and stick it inside of your shirt to scratch your back. Am I right? Am I right about this?
I don't think the temperature matters at all. But
the hot makes it worse.
It does.
But keep my back scratcher off of your bare skin.
Stuff, so you're getting like
that's
definitely
gross, dude.
Skin particles up under there.
Yeah, that's gross, man. I don't want you. I'm not gonna reach in there with my hand and start scratching your back if some, you know what I'm saying? Don't put my back scratcher up your asshole. I think that's a pretty reasonable request on my part. Okay, for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to tell you motherfuckers how to live. No, okay. What?
That's new to this year.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a prick. I am a hypocritical prick.
Ron thought that was your nut scratcher.
Well,
it is.
I'm not going to say it's never been.
That's why he doesn't want it.
Thank you.
Down your shirt.
Well, you shouldn't want it down your shirt for that purpose. Right. If you see my back scratcher, I promise you should think to yourself, I don't want to use that thing.
I don't want to touch it.
I don't want to touch it.
You should disinfect it every now and again.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Bleach it or whatever, but you don't want to. Dude, it scratched my balls more than it has my back. I'm just saying. If you think there hasn't been a time when you're sitting there watching a movie where you're like, I can get up underneath of the carriage from an angle here. You're damn right.
I'm so glad I pointed out the back scratcher.
Yeah, me too. Thanks. It's something though. There's those personal boundary things, man. We're gonna do a whole show once about the personal boundary things. Where did we lose that? Where are the lines that we draw anymore? You know what I mean? Whereas, like, I would never. It's funny. You and I argued recently about the toothbrush thing. We're not allowed to use each other's toothbrush.
No.
We can do whatever the fuck physical, sexual, crazy, fucked up shit.
Anything you want.
Right. Exactly. But we can't share a toothbrush. So where are these lines, man? Where are the lines and why?
Is one thing okay and not the other?
Yeah.
Like that joke about how a woman will put a dick in her mouth but won't eat like the bad part of a chip, like a
right, the black part of a potato chip, right?
Like the fucked up
right,
part
but a
of
dick
fry.
throat that fucker,
Right.
What else the line? Well, you and I talked once about fucking being. Most women want to be warned when they're giving you a blowjob. They want to be warned before you finish.
Right.
So you give them a tap, and women want the tap, but not your tap water. Tap water's gross. So.
How is that really?
I was watching a clip. I don't know. Let's move on. I hope people outside are not hearing the scratchiness I'm hearing
Let
in
me
my
know, guys.
microphone
I don't
tonight.
think they are. I really don't.
Give me some feedback. Are you hearing my mic pop and
hearing
scratch
the
every now and again, folks? But yeah, what are those personal boundaries, man? You know what I mean? We won't share a toothbrush, but again, we'll share lots of other crazy fucked up things, especially if you've been drinking. Anyhow, let's play a song. What do you think?
Okay.
Let's go to Sweden. Let's go to Sweden for a badass. This album, in fact,
Okay.
you have to own it. I'm going to tell you right now, every single fucking song. I'm so very proud of the playlist. I tell you this every week because I mean it sincerely every single week, and I mean it so much tonight. The playlist of jams we're playing for you tonight is phenomenal. These are bands that are right on the fucking cusp of what we're all about in the metal world. The shit that makes me fucking have bonerific days when I'm putting on fucking records to check them out. And I'm here to share them with you, man. I hope you take that seriously. This is a gift I want to give you guys out there every week. This fucking metal that you might miss. Please don't miss it. It's a fucking crime to me. I do this show every week because I cannot live with the fact that you might miss this new Feral release, man. This band is called Feral. Flesh for Funerals Eternal is their new fucking album. It is fucking badassery. I'm not kidding. Phenomenal. As are all these, man. The Terror, get it. The new Terror, Total Retaliation. The Executioner, Bone Collector. The fucking Lich King, as you should know already. The Omniclasm should belong in your fucking, in your iTunes, in your collection, whatever it is. And this Feral, put it in there now. They're fucking from Sweden. This album is ridiculous. It's fucking badassery. Let's check it out right now off of the new release of God's No Longer Invoked. You are goddamn motherfucking welcome. Don't go nowhere, though. More of this. And then more of this.
Hey, don't look at me like that. I'll punch you in the goddamn throat.
I think I broke something.
What did I say? What did I just tell you? A little bit of that. A little bit of fucking Feral will make your day better. Will make your night better. Will make your universe better if you put it in your head, if you put it in your CD player, if you put it in your... Or do people do CD players anymore? Whatever you do, however you do your music,
I think so.
Do it with some of that because holy shit, man. Fuck, I love that album. I'm not kidding you. I highly recommend, as I do every single week, all these jams, but man, I'm telling you that album is silly, badass. Feral. Flesh for Funerals Eternal from Sweden, and that again was of God's No Longer Invoked. Badassery abounds. So I see we got a pretty kick-ass chat board going on tonight. That's awesome. I love you guys for it. I hope you dig the jams that we're bringing your way, and I hope that many of you are going to plan on spending some of this extracurricular time with us as we move forward. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I had a burp just trying to get out there for a minute. But I don't have one of those old baseball, if you're a baseball sports announcer, there's a button on your microphone where you can hold it down and cough. I think they even call it a cough button, or a sneeze button or something like that. But we don't have those. So listen to me cough, listen to me burp, and listen to me talk about
every
metal.
Every time you touch your mic.
And every time I talk to my mic, you can hear that too. Do you want me to switch to one of the older mics?
Should.
All right. During the next break, we can get one of the older ones. One of the older ones we can. I went with this one because you can see my face.
The other one's better. Yeah, this one's just not as big.
Yeah.
And you prefer it little.
I prefer it little. I do. I got a thing for little. Is that a bad thing? I'm big. If I want big, I can go look in a mirror. I like little things. That's why I married a little broad. Oh, I said broad. Holy shit! Wow. What was I thinking there? I kid. I joke. Send your hate mail to somebody else. I'm too stupid to care. But I do want to get into some of those things. I try to avoid a bunch of too controversial type shit because we're here to meddle. We're not here to fucking solve the world's problems. I'm not that guy. I don't have the answers. I don't have any fucking insight that you don't already have yourself. I don't claim to. I'm not fucking Dr. Phil. I'm not fucking, you know what I mean? I don't have, whatever.
Okay.
But there are certain things that go on where my brain screams out to like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on in the world? Somebody sent me
that was fucked up.
Well, just like, we need to be more understanding in a lot of ways, I think.
Okay.
But in the same way, less understanding, if that makes sense. What's coming to my mind right now is the video, and help me out if you're on the chat board. There's a video going around I saw once, maybe twice, of the man who is now a woman. Let's call it what it is. It's clearly a man that's now a woman, newly identified as a woman.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not trying to say anything out of bounds here. I'm not trying to, and you can identify for whatever you want to identify even. I don't judge it. I make no judgments on that sort of thing.
Okay.
But if you're talking to me in a low man's voice, and I'm clearly busy, what I'm talking about is a video in the GameStop. It happened at a GameStop somewhere.
Okay.
There's a woman that used to be a man with very much a man's voice and a man's face. I'm sorry, it is what the facts are. And the dude at the GameStop seems to inadvertently refer to her as a sir. At which point, this woman, loses her mind. Goes ballistic. It starts kicking stuff around the store and is freaking out, wanting phone numbers to, tell the dude he's going to get fired for not being more. And the dude, again, said he was apologizing over and over again. But then during the apology, he does say sir again.
Oh.
And it leads, now see, my question is this.
How do you...
Are you saying it again to be a dick? And if you are, that's kind of fucked up. There's no reason to be a dick. But my thought is, there's a subconscious level in which your brain works on a lot of things, where you're reacting without
trying to show respect.
Well,
even in,
it's not. If you hear a manly voice, your mind is going to be like, "Sir, I'm sorry, I might say sir." Is what I'm getting at. I might say sir there. I don't think I want to. I'm not trying to disrespect you at all. I don't care how you want to live. I have made no judgments on who you are or who you want to be. That's all your shit. I got enough shit. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to live and work in the world.
That's a tough one, because I could see it from everybody's point of view.
But if I said sir, it would be unintentional. It certainly wouldn't be to be disrespectful.
Right.
Does that now give you the right to start kicking the store to pieces and losing your mind and throwing shit all over the place?
I haven't seen the video, so I guess I should watch it in between the next break. But
probably, yeah.
My instinct would be, the first time he says it, no. Maybe say, like, hey, I don't appreciate that. That's fucked up. Whatever. Calmly.
I'm a female.
But that's not right. But if the guy continues to call you by something that you've already expressed to him that is offending you, and then that point, you definitely still can't just kick shit around the store. That's like
right. Am I right?
Assault. That's destruction
Look,
of property
man,
and shit. So.
I don't want to do. Again, I don't think I don't believe. And I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe the kid at the GameStop was trying to be disrespectful. At first,
Chewbacca Josh says he would have kept calling him sir because he looks like a man.
He looked like a man. If you feel that on your right. Dude, I grew up in a household with my dad instilled in me to call men sir and ladies ma'am. It was literally fucking, what we did. To this day, I've never been able to break that habit. People tell me every single day, stop calling me sir, that's my dad. Stop calling me ma'am, that's my mother. I can't stop. It's so a part of who I am. And if you come in with a man's voice, and again, you're busy, you're at a GameStop, there's people in there, there's things going on. I can very easily see myself saying, I'll be right with you, sir, or I'll get that for you right away for you, sir, or there you go, sir. Again, my intention wouldn't be there's no fuck you behind that, is what I'm getting at. If there's a fuck you involved, that's a whole different thing. If you're saying sir to be fuck you, different ball game, huh?
Ron said she blew up really quick.
She blew up really quick. She lost her mind really quick. And again, I'm all for being sensitive to people's shit.
Right.
I can't imagine that's the easy world this person's living already.
And obviously,
so I don't wish no toughness on you to add it, right?
To be freaking out
and right, and truth be told, I'm sure this is probably instance number 44, right. And she probably, you know what I mean. To us, she blew up quick, but maybe that was the 12th time that day.
Right.
Somebody called her sir, and she lost her shit. it's such a fine line. But see, I think we need to get. I've said it before. We need to start getting past the words coming out of people's mouth and look for the intent. What is the intent? Again, I can call you a bitch with all the love in my heart in the world, with nothing but love. And I can say, well, excuse me, ma'am, and have nothing but malice.
Right.
The intent is more important than the word, is it not? What is my...
So let me ask you, what do you do in that situation when
the person starts kicking the store around?
No. Before that.
Okay.
When I've had situations where you're like, thank you, ma'am, sir, like, you're not sure, and you don't want to offend anybody, and you certainly can't ask them, and already once you're in the middle of saying the word, either ma'am or sir, whatever you chose
you're
to.
In.
Right,
you're committed. Word committed.
Right. And then it's that awkward, like, oh, fuck, did I choose the right one? Is that right? But that's not your fault necessarily. Again, clearly, you probably aren't doing it maliciously. You aren't trying to, like, make fun.
It's a whole different thing if you're like, yeah, fuck that, sir. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not going to hear that bullshit, sir. Okay? I know you got a dick in there, pal. Let's stop fucking around and playing games. That's a whole different thing. Your intention is to be a dick there. But I don't know. I think if your intention isn't to be a dick.
So Ron said he's straight up and like, do I say ma'am or sir? It's like the SNL Pat thing.
Right. Yeah. So is he saying he straight up has asked the person?
Maybe he said he was thinking
that to yourself.
I think I just
right. I wonder how many people have said, "What should I refer to you as?" And should you? Is that also inappropriate? If I say to somebody, if there's a line like, let's be honest, the person in that video, it's questionable. I mean, there are
right.
There are conflicting things happening in your receiving brain of processing this person. The cold bass, exactly right. There are parts where you're like, wow, and parts where you're like, that ain't. Wait, and you're a human being. You can't be faulted for processing that.
What are we going to say is going
Can
forward,
you say to the person,
the
what can I refer to you as? What would you like for me to refer to you? Or is that also, have you already gone off the rails by the time you say that? Are you already an asshole? Are you already a dickhead by the time you ask that question? Should you just assume? Should I assume if you're wearing a dress, I have to refer to you as female all across the board? Probably, I guess.
Yeah, I would say
Probably.
The dress is definitely a pretty good indicator.
Right, yeah, I guess
now, if he's wearing jeans, and a jacket or something like that, I get that, but if...
Right, it might be a little more gray. Yeah, right.
That's fine.
Right.
I mean, the dress is an indicator that's
right.
What
You can look like a gay guy. You can look like a...
The dress is a definite indicator of this is what I intend to be or what I'm putting off to be. Yeah. Right. So if she was in a dress and already had mentioned, don't call me sir.
Well, then let me ask you this. When I go out on the town with those special shorts that you bought me where my balls are hanging out with the glitter on them, what should I expect people to refer to me as other than Your Highness?
Well, if that's what you want. I mean, but again, the first time
I identify myself as King Balls,
you have to calmly tell them, no, this is my preference. And then at that point, if they continue, then they're dicks, and you can kick shit.
Right, and then I can kick the store around. Right. Well, I'll mic you up next time. Sorry,
they can't hear you.
They can't hear you. I'm sorry. But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna forevermore. I'm gonna go around with my balls out and covered in glitter and a crown on my head, and I expect to be referred to as King Balls.
Well, that makes me think of the guy in the Metro.
Wait, what?
That makes the guy in the Metro that was dancing around.
Oh, on the video we just
naked. I mean, basically. naked.
Yeah, exactly.
At what point is it?
Where's the line
and you probably need to get over it, or put some fucking
explain to people what you're talking about first.
So there's a guy who's wearing
there's a video going around. You may have seen it on Facebook.
A G-string.
The dude is naked. Let's be honest.
It's very
everything
very,
but
very
his dick
little,
is out.
Yeah.
He's butt naked except his dick isn't out.
He's got a very tiny little package. I don't know
clearly
why you're
must.
like jumping around, dancing around, shaking your shit like that when you're.
But he's on the subway and he's dancing, doing a massive, crazy dance routine.
Yeah, and
there's children there. There's I'm sorry, that's inappropriate. And it's not the gay fact. The dude is clearly gay, come out of a gay club. He's clearly what the situation is. But that factor means nothing. If it was a female with the same amount of clothing on, it would be inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Right. You're on the subway, man. Right. You know what I mean? I'm all about the sex, drugs, rock and roll scene, dude. Let's be in the club. We can make out in the corner. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you want to fucking get on somebody's shoulders and pull your titties out, fuck yes, it's a rock and roll show. But you're on the subway. There's children. There's fucking, you know what I mean? Put your fucking dick away, man.
Yeah.
Put your dick away and fucking get on the subway.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody
they were nice.
Whether you were young or yesterday,
yeah, they were all, right.
some wild shit in public that, maybe is inappropriate. But,
I don't know.
There's certain things.
Yeah. I want to fuck on a train, but I'm not going to do it if there's a kid right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, there's ways to do these things and ways to not do these things. Just saying. All right. Well, I know that there's ways to metal, and that's all this other shit we're guessing at, but we do know the ways to metal around here. That's something we're actually pro level. All this other shit we have no idea what we're talking about. So don't take us that seriously. And save your hate mail, please. Don't want to hear it. I'm not advocating for hatred of any way, shape, or form. I just think that we need to start using our fucking heads. That's all I'm saying. Right. So let's play some.
Well, Ron said something, and I don't know where that I lean on it, but he's Motley Crue's old thing. Nikki Sixx used to say, "We might be wearing lipstick, but that doesn't mean we can't kick your ass."
Well, right, that's true.
I was saying, but that kind of doesn't really fit in with what I.
Well, you might get your ass kicked by one of these motherfuckers. Well, there's the famous story again of Lars Ulrich being outside of the Whiskey A Go Go while Motley Crue was in there playing. And that during a break, Nikki Sixx steps out front, dressed in all his, basically women's gear, and Lars Ulrich yelled at him, "Metallica sucks!" And then Nikki Sixx took off after him, but you're not going to keep up with nobody. You're wearing fucking high heels and shit, So Lars Ulrich took off, and Nikki Sixx couldn't even think about running after him because he was wearing fucking high heels and women's clothes.
Charlie, you just said you should see Santa Monica Boulevard in Cali in West Hollywood. No, and see, that's a very different thing because that's an entire setting where it's acceptable.
Well, it's become acceptable.
Well,
see, now there you go.
Acceptable. Okay.
Charlie Z is a good person. Speaking of which, shout out to the militants. Much love, Charlie Z.
And even now, there's different marches and different things where you get a big group of people where they're all wearing
that's different.
Almost
I'll give you the parade thing.
Literally,
and all that
it's like a Tuesday afternoon, and dude's sitting there, the little boy with his grandma, riding the metro. That's
right. And the dude's got his nuts in your face.
Right.
But see, yeah.
But it became
certain
acceptable.
places like that, Santa Monica Boulevard, and different things like that. Yeah, it became that. You got to wonder where it stemmed somewhere. Would it be full blown what it is now? You know what I mean?
First place to get it going.
Right, exactly. Now it's full blown craziness, but we could have maybe wedged it over here and kept it from getting to where it is now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stop it there. No, now. I don't know. I need a time machine. But all right, let's play a jam.
Okay.
Let's play a jam because songs from the Sorrow. Now we're talking about all this crap, so we'll play a songs from the Sorrow song. But actually, this is a badass fucking release from these guys, man. From Finland, Fear Rage is the band. You're gonna love them. You're gonna play them through your entire fucking wintertime. Let's play off of the songs from the Sorrow, Your Demise. Don't go nowhere. Much more metal. Let's keep doing it.
Shame, you ignorant slut.
Moose Knuckle.
Oh, I'm not ready.
Well, you turned me on. You turned me on.
Well, I didn't turn. There we go. Okay, we're on now.
You fucking turned me on. Yeah. Shout out to.
Got distracted with the Moose Knuckle talk.
Moose Knuckle. Shout out real quickly to Scully and our 22-year-old. How old is Kai now? 23.
Oh! I was like, no, don't say it. What did you have to say?
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. Happy birthday to our son. Our son is 23 years old. 23. Our middle son is 23. Holy shit!
God, you're fucking old.
Right. Happy birthday, Kai. Much love.
Love you, buddy.
You dick ball head motherfucker. Anywho, yeah. What
he
about
will
the
never
Moose
hear
Knuckle?
this because he listens to rap.
Yeah, he's not a metal guy. He's a rap guy. He is a little fucker.
Yeah.
Where did I go wrong?
We still love him.
Where did I go wrong?
We still support
our daughter
him
is
anyway.
the only one of our children that likes hard music. But yes, what's up with that though? We were talking about you think fucking spandex and shit like that should not be appropriate at work? I totally disagree. I think
depends on what your job is, I guess. But yeah,
dude, come on, spandex is the greatest invention of all time. leggings are the greatest invention of all time.
They're very comfortable.
I can't tell you how many camel toes I get to see every day now, and I love it because of those fucking pants. That's the greatest thing in the world. We both know somebody, and I won't put no names out there.
You should give me the work pants.
You and I know somebody.
Pants. They do look comfy.
That wears their fucking leggings every single day, and her pussy is snacking on them fucking leggings. You can almost hear the pussy chewing on her pants. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm going to give you our first dick joke for that.
Oh, we have 70 million.
I'm sorry.
Damn it, baby. We're going to get rid of the tallywhacker.
Yeah, I'm not a very good tally counter.
Yeah, tallywhacker is going to be a thing of the past because you can't count them. But yeah, we know this person. This person wears, every time I've ever seen her, she's wearing leggings. And I'm sorry, I'm a human being. I don't mean to be, maybe I'm an asshole too, but if you walk up to, and again, we're talking about the things you notice. Like earlier, we were talking about like the woman. There's male things that you're not going to be able to miss. You can't ignore that.
Okay.
And if a girl walks up to you, and the girl we're talking about she's attractive, right? You back me up on this. She's attractive, and she walks up to you, and she's attractive, and she's wearing leggings, and the first thing you see is like her fucking pussy right there, having a snack out of the pants in front of you, like. It's like going, you know what I'm saying? Lennon, I mean, you're not going to miss that, And I say the world's a better place for things like that. Am I wrong? Am I right or am I totally right?
Ron said leggings equals truth.
There you go. You can't hide. Nothing can be hidden in leggings. That's why dudes don't wear them. I love you when you're wearing leggings, babe. Think about it. When you're wearing leggings, how long do you get to walk around the house with leggings on before I attack you at some point? I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. They are great.
Yeah, great.
But
great.
all of the things you just described probably means
or why they shouldn't be appropriate work. Yeah, but man, some people need a lift in their day, man. Come on. Fuck.
Oh, it's so funny.
That lonely guy that goes home to the TV dinner, he wants to see that snack. He wants to see that snack happening. He wants to see that vag snack.
Well, apparently,
underway.
That guy's probably paying for porn.
Yeah.
From what we have learned.
I've learned a lot over the last few weeks. We talked a few weeks ago. If you're a weekly hangout with us, then you do it all the time. We love you for that, first of all. But you'll remember that a few weeks ago we talked about nobody pays for porn. Tina was here, as a matter of fact. We talked about nobody pays for porn anymore.
How's there
we're
a porn
very
industry?
wrong, apparently. Yeah, a lot of people pay for porn. Yeah.
Apparently.
People in my family even hit me up like, dude, are you crazy? I pay for porn. You only get that. The free sites suck. If you want good porn, you got to pay for the good sites. So
I didn't know. I didn't know what I
and
was
that's
watching
before,
wasn't good.
Yeah, right. If you haven't seen it before, it's new to you.
Right.
Right. It was made in '97. Oh, well, I never saw it before. So.
Well, I would think it's not made in '97.
Well, still.
You could tell by
the amount of beaver hair.
Well, that is the number one dead giveaway.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
I don't think there's been any films with pussy hair on them in
right. That's true.
10 years.
I was thinking like leggings and shit like that.
We've now gone so far to the shaved vaginas in porn that if you want to see a vagina with hair on it, that's its own fetish now. Like the natural look is its own fetish. How funny is that?
That is funny.
Contemplate, where what used to just be the norm is now you have to be that's a fetish thing. I like pussy with hair on it. Speaking of which, ugh. Go Brazilian. What the fuck? Nobody wants hair on their roast beef sandwich. But anyhow, let's move on. Thanks for everybody hanging out with us. Has anybody chimed in on their New Year's resolutions, or are they skipping over that?
We shared a few.
Okay, well, we'll get to some of that. We'll come back on some of that. But, man, I'll tell you what. The jams so far tonight are for real, right? Mm-hmm. I hope you guys and gals out there in Metal-O-Mania land are loving the jams and showing the support to these bands because, man, they're bringing it. And they're bringing it well. And on that note, let's fucking play some minors. Matter of fact, we'll do two of them for you. We're gonna play some minors. Okay. They're bringing a brand new release called Abject Bodies, off of which we will play Flesh Prison, and then we're gonna go to our main man Kenny Finger for this week's installment of the Finger of Doom. So get ready, open your legs, and do all the lubrication shit you got to do so that in just a few minutes you can begin the fingering. Right on.
Well, the fingering usually takes care of that.
Oh. Well, put some lube on it anyway.
All right,
This thing is too much. All right, but we're going to open it up again with some minors. Check it out. You guys are going to love it. Badassery. Check it. Don't go nowhere, though. Much more metal on its way to you.
On with the new flesh. I just like doing things like that.
Hey, welcome back, Metal-O-Maniacs, to another segment of The Finger of Doom, hosted by Crypt and Scully on Metal-O-Mania.live. Alright, let me ask you, do I look like I'm in kind of post-holiday recovery mode, trying to just, kind of chill and be a little bit comfortable and, come down after the holidays? Well, that's the way I feel, and I hope that everybody survived the holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas or Saturnalia or some form of solstice or whatever it is. I hope you made it through, didn't spend too much money, and the money that you did spend hopefully was on people that you really wanted it to spend on and things like that. So hope everything went well. But we're happy to be back after taking a couple-week break. Last time we talked to you was 2 weeks ago when we brought Morning Sun by Haunted, which was a pretty awesome tune and an awesome album. This week we're going to talk about a band called Green Druid. And they are out of Colorado. And the track we're going to play is Pale Blood Sky, which clocks in close to 10 minutes, but I made it under my mark, so it's in that neighborhood. This is a really, really cool album. It's or track. It's off of the album Ashen Blood, which is their debut album that came out earlier in 2018. And it's actually a combination of an EP that they had released earlier and then new releases that they wanted for their first LP. So the result is you get everything that they've released to date, and it clocks in at well over an hour, so you get a great long listening, with this LP called Ashen Blood again. And, this is pretty slow, heavy, trippy doom, as you may expect from the Finger of Doom and what we bring you. This is kind of back to that style of doom. I really love this album throughout. It's just... it gives a lot of great different moods and certainly a lot of great riffs, and certainly is very heavy and gives you all that. So it's really good, and it's a good long listen. You can listen to it and just get lost in it. And actually, I think this is kind of a good example of the fact that a lot of times in doom you get these very, very long tracks, as we talk about, over and over again. But they're not really songs in the sense that you get your typical intro, verse, chorus, bridge, solo, all that kind of stuff. The structure seems so drawn out that they, a lot of times, are maybe not so much songs as they are just long expressions of thought or something. And I don't want to get too doom snobbish here or anything, but that's the way it feels a lot of times. And when I listen to this band, this Green Druid, I get that feel where you just kind of get lost in these songs. You don't really know where you are in terms of verse, chorus. You just know that they're taking you on a journey, and I think that this whole album really achieves that effect really, really well. So it's the kind of thing you can just turn up real loud, get lost in, and enjoy. So again, this is Pale Blood Sky, the opening track off of Ashen Blood, the debut LP from Green Druid out of Colorado. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you made it through the holidays. Thanks to Crypt and Scully for having us as always. Look forward to bringing you these Doom tracks and hope that you discover something new and something that you like. Remember to go support these bands on the social media so you can pick up on their tour dates and other things. And certainly follow them on Bandcamp and buy some vinyl, buy a t-shirt, go see concerts, go support them out there as well. Keep the scene thriving. I don't know what next week's pick is going to be, so I'm going to have to you're just going to have to tune in and find out what that is going to be, because at this point I don't know myself. I've been listening to just a ton of great stuff, and I still have to pick something, so we'll let you know in about a week. So again, thanks for joining us as always, and until next week, Doom on.
The finger of doom points to you.
That is hilarious. Someone wrote on the board that song made me stoned. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. That was a heavy motherfucker.
I can see that.
Yeah, right. That was a heavy song. We were talking about it during the jams here in the studio, man. Right. Funny how that worked. Anyhow, in the studio, before look, I'm Slayer hatless.
Whoa! I thought you looked naked.
Yep.
I was liking
I
it.
felt naked, but ooh la la, play some porn music. But yeah, check it out. That was badass shit, man. We were talking about it during that jam. The doom metal songs are a ride, you know.
Oh yeah.
A fucking crossover song's 2 minutes. It's a fucking punch in the face and get boom 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 boom, mix it up, boom, go breathe for a second. Doom songs are an entirely different animal. It's an entirely different beast, boy. It's a fucking all right. Put on your seatbelt. Lock in, let's ride this motherfucker out for the next 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm going to take you here, I'm going to take you there, I'm going to take you sideways, I'm going to slow you up, I'm going to speed you up. You know what I mean? I'm going to tone it down. We're going to get everything down in tone D. And we're going to doom it up in here. We're going to make it all doom. Anyway.
Guest number 2 says very Acid King vibe.
Nice. Oh yeah, I can see that. Totally. You got that psychedelic angle, atmospheric feel to it. So dig it. Me and Ethantastic were talking about it, and we decided that there's a lot of different genres that one falls into. So, are you out there, metalheads? Are you genre whores? Tell me if you are a genre whore on the board.
I have never seen people react so negatively to genres than the metal group in particular.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. See, I know both sides of the fence when it comes to metalheads. I know metalheads that are like, if it isn't, this boxed up piece of heavy metal into thrash, from Judas Priest to Metallica, that's their window. And if it's not that, it's not metal. Fuck all that other shit. It's crazy bullshit, and I honestly, obviously couldn't disagree more than that with that myself. I'm a death metal guy. I like a lot of it. I'd probably cross over in hardcore and all that shit. I love all of it. If it's aggressive and it's badass, I like it, So I'm I would say that makes me less of a genre whore. But how are the most metalheads out there? I know that there are metalheads out there that are like, if there's anything, all right, well, maybe I am to a certain extent. I'll tell you this. We get things sent to us all the time to check out for the radio show. Okay. And often they will have included in their own stuff what they call themselves genre-wise.
Okay.
Hey, we're a band from Denmark. We just put out this EP. Check it out for maybe radio play. We play thrash metal, or we're a thrashy death metal band, or we play groove thrash metal, or we're a crossover band. You know what I mean? But I will often find, and this is prejudice on my part, I guess, but if they've included new metal, NU-metal, in their self-description of themselves, I do kind of tend to, I won't say I do it necessarily on purpose, but they go lower on the pile.
You're less interested in hearing
I'm less interested in opening it up and checking it out. And that's fucked up, to be honest. That's not right. I should at least listen to it and give it a chance and give it its due. There are things that are considered new metal that I do like.
Right.
I like some non-point.
Well, if it's like the third or fourth genre listed, still give it a shot. If it's like the first
self-identified,
right, then
it does go lower on the list, though, if that's the truth. I would be lying if I denied that. Where if it's straight up thrash, or man, if their self-description says something like, remember the fucking 80s thrash era? Well, we're bringing it back. I'm like, boom, let's play that right now. Well, I'll come back to look through this shit later. Let's put that on.
That's funny.
And it is, because I know that there are certain things.
Like.
Right.
So.
But there's definitely exceptions. I love death metal. I'm a big, huge death metal guy, And I know if it's straight up death metal and, you know, from Finland or somewhere like that, I'm eager to check it out right away, you know, because I know, you know, in Florida, I hate to say it.
So what's your question exactly? Like, are you wrong for that?
Well,
Why would that be wrong?
What are people's approach to it, basically? Do you find yourself that
you stray away from things,
right,
or gravitate towards others?
Right, others, right, exactly. As much as most metalheads on paper will tell you, oh, I hate that we use so many genre terms. You know, Bongwood huge on that. Bongwood despises all the terminology. He's like, it's all metal, fuck you. You know, and to a certain extent, I agree with him 100%. It's kind of the way we should look at it, really. But, you know, when you're looking for a certain sound, you're going to try to define it as much as possible, and then comes the many genres, you know. And you're never going to stop it. That's a tidal wave. It's done, you know. Right. Well, and people are big on that. People love to categorize. People love to list. People love to, you know, put everything in their little box.
Right.
So that's never going to stop happening. You know, might as well embrace it. But it is what it is.
That do fit both boxes.
Oh, yes, there is. You better believe it.
So
ain't nothing a little Astroglide can't help out.
So you can't necessarily just, you know, stick it into the one.
Oh, I love you, honey. So many things you open up for me. And I mean that in so many ways. Anyhow, but yeah, right on. Point being, we hope you dig the Doom stuff. It's pretty popular. I know most people hit us back telling us, oh, the Doom shit is pretty sweet. And, you know, we get a lot of feedback on Kenny's monotone approach, which I love. Yeah, he's they're like, man, I bet that dude tells you his house is on fire in the same tone of voice he tells you just hit the lottery. Mm-hmm. And there's a certain amount of that truth to that, which makes him perfect for the Doom thing. And he's family. We love you, Kenny. Thanks, man. I appreciate you bringing the sounds, brother. We'll see you on here next week doing it again. And I'm going to get him in studio, actually, to co-host with us in the month of January at some point. So you'll have Kenny all show long with me at some point during this month. So I'll let you know about that. All right. Well, you want to go next to the Ukraine then, shall we? Let's go to the Ukraine, where the band The Blast has released their debut EP. We're a little late to get you drinking this week, man. Forgive me, I'm a little out of practice after our week off and the holidays. But if you are playing the Metal-O-Mania drinking game, we just said debut a second time. That's 2 shots for you. And to help it go down, man, here's a little bit of The Blast. Boiling Blood is the name of this release. Like a virus is this jam. You are welcome. And just like that, we give you a blast of the blast. Those motherfuckers are badass. Boiling Blood is the name of that debut EP.
Blasted in your ears.
Yes, indeed, man. Get a towel. We tell you every week, bring a towel when you watch this show because it's going to get filthy. It's going to get filthy, and you're going to want to wipe it off. Wipe it off.
Clean it up.
So.
Hey, what's next? What do we got? Oh, we wanted to talk about the fight.
The arch enemy?
Yeah.
The situation? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten into it earlier in the show. I meant to talk about it early tonight, and we've just been talking about so much other bullshit. I got distracted. Mm-hmm. But that is because you are stoned. No, anyway. But, yeah, the arch enemy situation is pretty crazy. I'm going to break it down, and I'm hoping people are still on the board to talk us out a little bit. And, again, I'm going to tell you, if you're watching, I know most of the viewers watch the show in on demand. They watch it. They don't watch it live. I get it. Most of you can't catch it live. You'll catch it after the fact. And if you are that person and you're catching the show right now and it's Friday afternoon, whatever, I still want your feedback. Just because you didn't catch it live, hit me up on Facebook. Let me know your feedback while you're watching the show. Plus, it's cool to me because I'll be like, oh, cool, check it out. These people are checking out the show right now. So, but anyway, we would love your feedback on the arch enemy situation. I'd like to know what everybody's take on it. But I can tell you this. It's pretty clear that in mass, the social media world has completely said fuck you to arch enemy and taken completely the photographer side. And I'll tell you, I got into this story. The first thing that I really read was the arch enemy statement that they put on Facebook.
Okay.
And basically what happened was a photographer that was, just at one of their shows took pictures and later after the fact posted pictures that they took, as themselves and, whatever the photographer, I don't even remember the photographer's name. I'm not getting into that. But basically Arch Enemy then used some of these pictures on their website, and then I think a third party even, which the singer, back me up, Ethan, the current singer for Arch Enemy is Alicia White-Clues, right. She was wearing an outfit by this, company that did clothes for that sort of thing, for, live appearances and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So then that company also used these pictures. So basically, at the end of the day, this guy took pictures, freelance, and the pictures were used by both Arch Enemy and this clothing store.
Okay.
So the guy...
wants to be paid for them.
Huh?
He wants to be paid for his pictures.
Well, see, that's just it.
Or at least acknowledged for the pictures.
Well, follow me.
Okay.
So the first I'm reading about it is Arch Enemy's posting. And what they're claiming on there was the guy approached us and basically was a dick and wanted us to give him $500, and we were like, fuck that. And they went about the process of banning this guy from doing their shows, from being at their shows and being able to take pictures. And the way they explain it on there is very reasonable. So I came away from it thinking, well, this photographer's kind of a dick. But what the photographer did, and what I then read, the photographer made all of the emails back and forth between him and the Arch Enemy camp available for you to read. He put them all out there in the world for you to read them all.
Okay.
You can read the back and forth between Arch Enemy and this guy. And the first thing that becomes very clear is Arch Enemy's very... I don't want to straight call him a liar. I don't know if that's something I'm even allowed to do, I guess. But they falsely represent many things. That becomes clear. From reading the emails to what they claim in their posting, it's not necessarily matching. What the guy says in the emails is, I would normally charge $500 for this type of thing, but in this particular situation, if you would like to just donate $100 to a charity of my choosing, we'll call it, no harm, no foul.
Okay.
Basically. And honestly, why now, as I sit here talking about it today, had they done that, had they said, you know what, right on, here's $100 towards your charity, none of us would be having this conversation right now. Okay. But what they instead chose to do was to get on their haunches and mount the fuck you campaign to the dude, and in doing so lied a bit. They did lie a bit, let's be honest. They claimed the guy was wanting $500. That's not what he was wanting. He said, I usually... what he wanted was 1/5 of that and donated to a charity, even not necessarily to himself. Which seems fair. It seems like, what, do they not have $100? I'm sure they got $100. Donate it and call it a day. Move on. So, as a result, though, I will tell you, I have never seen, like 2 weeks ago, even, there was Arch Enemy videos being posted all the time. Everybody loves her. She's a beautiful female singer to a kick-ass band. They got fucking Jeff Loomis on board now. It's a popular band. They've got, a lot of fans. I've never seen the world turn on a band as I've seen over the last 2 weeks with Arch Enemy. They are just being destroyed in every social media platform that exists. I mean, by clear fans, it seems even like, just being eaten alive, to the point where some of it's straight vulgar and mean as shit, and it's crazy. I'd love to know what people's take is out there on this situation, though. So are our followers forgiving these? You got any forgiveness to you? Do you love Arch Enemy, or are you like, fuck them motherfuckers?
I don't know, but nobody's said anything on our chat board yet, but
we'll
I'm just like looking around a little myself as you're talking, and
it's pretty crazy, man. It's a pretty crazy situation as it unfolds, and it's become a how-to.
Thunderball Clothing shuts down following the Arch Enemy.
Right, I was going to get to that.
Blah,
actually,
blah, 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 blah.
That is the third-party clothing company.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the details on that. See, I can't speak on that yet. I just heard that on my way in tonight. So I'll have to research that a little bit more, why that is. But my understanding is that is a side, result of all this shit going on. It has affected the company negatively, and now they're shutting their doors on it. So there are repercussions
Shuts
here.
the doors even, though. That's harsh. I mean.
Crazy. It's a crazy story.
Did they have the option to pay the $100 to the
yeah,
charity?
right. I don't know. I don't know that part. And it's a how-to book now on how not to handle the media, how not to handle this type of a situation, how not to handle a disgruntled situation, because holy shit, man, they are the most hated thing in the metal universe at the moment. Truly. If you ask anybody right now, like, hey man, what's going on in the metal world? They'll be like, well, arch enemies apparently a bunch of cocksucker, dickhead motherfuckers. You know, what's going on with them assholes and the photographer thing they're fucking over? Which is surprising. You would think that we would take the metal person's side just on merit, you know, rather than, you know what I mean? Just because, like, they're the metal people, you know? But, no, people have been very quick to turn on these motherfuckers.
Wow. I'm only reading
And
a
perhaps
very small little clip of this.
Mm-hmm.
But the clothing line is closing down. Marta, I guess, is the owner.
Right, okay, yeah, I remember that name from several of the things I read. Okay,
she's also the vocalist of Crystal Viper.
Oh, okay, right.
Just
I think I remember.
Little side note.
I think I remember. That
so anyway, she owns this clothing line. She posted on December 28th. The photographer, you know, whatever the guy's name is, accepted her apology for reposting the photo he took without having his permission. And as was his request, she made the donation to the charity organization of his choice.
Okay, cool.
The Dutch Cancer Society. And she believed that they could say it was the end of the dispute between them.
Right, okay.
So, like I just asked, did she have the opportunity to pay to the charity? And she was.
She did, and she did. Okay.
However, being fucking awful human beings that we are, of course, she goes on to say, however, as I'm not able to handle the amount of hate and threats that I receive and keep on receiving, I've decided to do what I think is best in this situation, is to end being known what is called Thunderball clothing.
Wow.
Blah, 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 blah. Basically, I apologize for not being strong enough and for not being the next internet hero that keeps saying haters gonna hate. Within the last 2 days, I received literally hundreds of comments and messages that I'm a whore, a Nazi, a communist, a worthless cunt, and that I should either die quickly or that I should kill myself.
Wow.
And there's no anger in me, and I apologize to anyone that I felt hurt or upset by the situation. Anyway, there's no Thunderball clothing anymore. You won. And honestly, that makes me a little emotional reading it, 'cause that's fucked.
Fucked up, man. Do we really think this person deserves that? Like,
That's
seriously.
Crazy. People are so hateful.
And some of the things I've read aimed at arch enemy are right there. I mean, they are hateful.
I mean, it was a fucking stupid ass mistake, I'm sure.
Right,
you know?
right. Even though it was handled wrong, I will say it seems to have been handled very wrong.
Like, kill yourself.
Yeah,
and,
right.
You know.
That's some violent. Well, we're some violent motherfuckers, boy. We just don't care. We don't give a fuck, man. We're so past giving a fuck.
I feel awful for this woman.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up. I won't lie, that's pretty fucked up, man. You know, crazy. So that story apparently continues to unfold, and it includes the clothing of Thunderball clothing, and that kind of sucks, you know. I won't lie, I'd like to see you in one of their outfits with blue hair and dancing around the living room. So there went that. Thanks a lot, guys. And I tell you, I'll bet most of our Metal-O-Maniacs would like to see that as well, Scully. So there you go. We're interested in your feedback, though, and as things break in this story, we'll certainly be following them and keeping you posted. But pretty crazy the events that have unfolded there, man. Crazy story, crazy event. Okay, but you want to do the modern retro haha now, shall we, my love? All right, cool. All right, well, we got now for you 3 quick jams. 2 new, 1 old school, our old school jam of the week, in fact, that we do every week and always will, because that's what we do here on Metal-O-Mania. So our old school jam of the week that we're going to sandwich in here is some old Possessed off of the 7 Churches release. That's right. We're going to play The Exorcist, one of my favorite songs of all time, from one of my favorite albums of all time. And we are going to first, though, play Killer Souls, brand new, debut from these guys out of Costa Rica. It's called Revenge of Souls. From that, we are going to play This Is the End, but don't go anywhere because this is not the end of the show. So, and then we're going to close out this thing with some Burden of Hatred, right out of Russia. They got an album called Tomorrow's Body Bags. We're going to play the song Hoax off of it. Truly badass, and we sprinkled in a couple of laughs along the way, man. So enjoy this quick little ride. It's a 1, 2, 3 punch to the jawbone, and come on back to hang out with us a little bit longer. We got a little bit more metal to help you get through the rear end of your hump here on Metal-O-Mania. Keep on rocking, keep on jamming, and put on a seatbelt for this.
Stick your cock up her ass, you motherfucking worthless cocksucker.
Fuck you, God!
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
Yeah, we back?
I'm back.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the jams I'm talking about. Ron, you can't go, man. I got some Minnesota metal coming up, brother. Minnesota metal coming up.
Oh.
You don't want to miss that,
Don't you
man.
know.
That's from your backyard, don't you know?
That was awful. We suck.
Man, I tell you what, I've been watching Fargo, the TV show. I've been rewatching them. Fucking awesome. Awesome shit. I highly recommend that show to anybody who has not watched it. The Fargo show. The movie's phenomenal, and the TV show, also phenomenal. So, and you can talk like that, don't you know?
No, that's still not it.
Oh, okay.
We're bad at accents. We can't do that.
I know. It's a goddamn shame it is. But yeah, you're right. Bring out your dead. We're going to be talking to them guys next week.
I really hope that wasn't trying to...
What?
Was that trying to be in line?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, okay.
It was just me stupid.
Okay.
But bring out your dead. Bring out your dead next week. We're going to be talking to those cats, and we're going to be playing a brand new jam from them. Brand new metal from these cats, man. Bring out your dead. Big fan of those guys. You know we've played some of their stuff in the past, so if you hang out with us, you know we're fans of them, and we're looking to play something brand new from them for you guys. So hang out with us. Come see us and do this thing with us again next week. Bring out your dead. You can bring out your dead. So, you having fun tonight, Scully?
Of course.
It's nice to be back, right?
It is.
Are you going to miss the Beltsville studio? Can I ask you?
No, not necessarily, because I'm looking forward to the next step.
Right, the Legion of Doom
but
studio.
The studio is looking good, and I'm not
Here?
gonna lie, I'm a little jealous.
I know, they did a bunch of work when we're finally moving out of this bitch. They done up their game in this
I know, all
bitch.
these lighting upgrades.
What the fuck? They were like, we're finally getting rid of them crazy metal fucks, man. Let's make it nice.
I think, honestly, you know what the problem was? You go so fucking crazy moshing around in here, breaking shit.
They weren't going to get no good shit.
Yeah, they were like, why would we fucking buy nice stuff that you're just going to break? So
I mean, you can't blame them.
Right.
I have broken a few things. Including my brain. And clearly my razor. So.
Right. Shaggy dog.
Shaggy dog. You like the way it tickles your inner thigh. So we'll just leave that one.
When it's like grown this long, and it's soft like that, Well, don't do that. It's not that long.
You can't braid it by your taint. Anyway, can you braid it with your taint?
No, no. And anyway. No.
Okay. Anyway, right, but yeah, those were some good jams, by the way. Don't overlook the fact that we started them jams with Killer Souls. That is Revenge of Souls is their brand new release. That's a debut EP from them. They're from Costa Rica. Check it out. I hope everybody dug going back into the past with me for that old school Possessed jam. The Exorcist, Seven Churches is one of my favorite albums ever.
Nice.
And Burden of Hatred. Russia. Russia is not fucking around. We've played a Russian band, and we've talked to quite a few Russian bands recently, including Filament, which we love them.
Right.
Show them the love and the support.
Really?
And do that for Burden of Hatred as well. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
Don't forget the comedian in between.
Yeah, what do we have tonight? I don't even remember. I put that together early in the week, but it was fun.
I was hoping you would remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it was fun.
Keyed you up for it.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you not see the way I showed up this week? Do you not see my appearance? Did you think I brought my A game or something? Where you been? Where you been, love?
I didn't even bring a metal shirt today. I'm sorry, I forgot. Like, we are lame today.
Hey, I got my fucking
starting
one of
the
my
new year
favorite
off
shirts
right.
on.
You know what we're doing? We're starting the new year off perfect, actually.
What?
Setting the bar nice and low.
Yes.
So we can just do nothing but improve as the year goes on.
Well, that's unlikely. We're now finally figuring out what we're doing in this studio, and now we're going to start doing it in the other one. So we'll have all our old aches and pains. Probably.
New equipment, new computers.
Yeah.
You know how I do with change, so that'll be fun.
I know, right?
But my new resolution is to be chill.
Be chill. You find your inner chill.
Yeah. I'm going to have to invite our daughter over, and she's going to have to teach me, like, how to play in the Zen garden and whatever.
Yeah. She says, namaste in bed.
Yoga style or something. I don't know.
Right. She's a self-proclaimed Buddhist.
Right.
Buddhist.
I'll get some Zen from her. Mm-hmm. Does that mean I can't eat meat anymore? Because I quit already before I started.
Oh, well, we're getting a divorce.
Yeah. I'm not
if you're
going
to stop eating meat.
No,
you don't. No. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Is that part of
you know? I wonder about that. I knew a couple, and you know what I'm talking about. But we've been together 20 years. We're almost together 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder about that. Like I know couples where 20 years in, 25 years in, one of the couples will undergo a really massive lifestyle change. You know,
like all of a sudden
vegetarian is a good example. But the one instance that I know of is the husband had a motorcycle accident and was teetered on death. You know, he did almost die, and he had a very kind of religious epiphany. He came out the other side. He went into the accident a lewd, crude motherfucker.
Okay.
And he came out the other side a God-fearing, let me live by the letter of the Bible man. You know, he was all about God when he came out. And preached it to every single person he would talk to nonstop, and, you know, was like, dude, enough already. But his wife, obviously, you know, did not share this journey, did not, you know, all of a sudden she married a guy who was funny and partied and did all these crazy shit things, and, you know, so all of a sudden she was married to this super religious guy that wanted to toe the line of the Lord, and
wow,
it was a massive change. And she filed for a divorce eventually, and most people turned on her, you know, like, oh, all he wanted to do was save his life and turn his life around, and that bitch didn't have his back for it. And I guess I can see where part of that argument can be made, but you have changed her entire lifestyle. You know what I mean? That's not what she married into. That's not what she bought on for when you got together. So what do you do there? I've always wondered about that kind of, it's very goofy, you know, very weird. And you see it happen, whether it be religion or, like you said, a vegetarian. Overnight, a wife decides, well, we're not eating meat no more.
A voluntary one, really. Because when you started the story, I thought it was going to be like somebody like, you know, stuck to a wheelchair or something like that now. But that's what. Right. But no, a voluntary change in lifestyle.
Right. You know, all of a sudden you know.
You want to quit smoking pot, and the other one wants to continue, or drinking alcohol or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I think there's an old Chris Rock bit even where you got to do what your partner does, or it ain't gonna work. You know, you can't be a crackhead while she's going to church, and it ain't gonna work. You know. But how is that affected if, say, you've been 20 years potheads together and 20 years in? That, you know, that's another good example. I know another couple specifically that happened to. He wanted to keep smoking pot. She decided we're not doing it no more. And because she decided it, he had to do it. And it was the way that it went. And he did. I will say, to his credit, he did it, but not happily. You know, I know that he often makes comments about, motherfucking bitch, I wish I could smoke a joint, blah, blah, you know. So it's... And is that fair to have asked him to do that? For years you did it together.
Case, maybe cut back. I mean, you know. I don't. And why do you got to quit altogether? I mean, is there a health reason? Like,
there's always a health reason, but fuck, everything's killing us. So,
yeah. Well, I was even thinking, like, what health reason can you give for not smoking pot? I mean, that's,
well,
like,
there's
health reasons you give to smoke
anything
pot
you're smoking.
Nowadays, you
know, if somebody has a lung issue, smoking is not
that's it,
probably a great idea, whether it's pot or whatever else.
But they developed a lung issue as a couple.
Well, I mean, maybe you could have. Well, no, right, exactly.
Right. So,
exactly.
like, no, this is like a just, you know.
If you developed a lung issue and then he, you know what I mean? Right. You know, I don't know. And even then, there are edibles. You know what I'm saying? You can get a brownie.
There's things, you know what I mean? Like, I guess it depends on what level it is of the thing in your life, you know?
Right.
And how drastic of a difference it is not having that.
Right.
So, I can see that not going well.
Yeah, changing everything.
Yeah.
You know, well, I'll give you a worse example. Say a couple's been together 20 years, and then one night she decides, I no longer suck dick.
Which happens when you get married sometimes.
Yeah, I hear this a lot, actually. You know, I know friends that are like, blowjobs, what the fuck? Yeah, okay. I remember those back in the day, a blowjob, fucking, but that's crazy. That's fucked up even if you know, you've been with your woman 15, 20 years, she gives amazing blowjobs and just decides overnight, fuck, I ain't never sucking your dick again, that's it. Itch nay on the old blowjob blow say.
My only response to that is, are you really honestly asking him to never get his dick sucked ever again?
Right, so are you really cool with him doing it somewhere else? Because that's what's going to happen.
I mean, you can't just say like I'm never doing that again, and that's just not part of your life ever again.
Right. Especially as you get older. I mean, that's when it happens is as you get older. But I can tell you this, as an older man, as you get older and older, you're definitely not thinking, well, I'm done getting my dick sucked forever. There's no part of your brain willing to accept that fact.
And there's going to be some point where you're not going to be able to anymore. So live it up while you can.
Right. So do.
Yeah.
And
she's
never stop.
She's going to be upset at some point when it doesn't work no more. So.
Yeah. Right. Should have used it. You know, the old saying, if you don't use it, will you lose it?
Yeah.
When you get older, you will lose it. Using it is your best shot at keeping it. So.
Well, we told Ron to hang out because we were going to play metal for him.
Oh, yeah, don't go anywhere, Ron. We got Minnesota Metal coming up.
Unrelated topics.
We got one more song before the Minnesota song, and that's from local here. That's from right here.
Sorry, Ron.
Do you want to switch them? Should we switch them for Ron?
Yeah, let's do that for Ron.
All right, we'll switch them for Ron.
Go to bed.
We'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it. And we'll come back. We'll play Mesri Index, which I love, in a minute. They're from local. We'll play them in a second. What we'll do is play some Fail to Decay first. From Ron's Backyard, it's a debut full-length album from Minnesota band Fail to Decay. This album is truly badass. It's called Delve. And from it, for Ron especially, but for all you motherfucking Metal-O-Maniacs out there right now, let's check out Paralysis.
Get off my case, motherfucker!
You've been around a lot of corpses. Is that normal?
Oh, make me break out the Cosby drink for you. I mean, what? Anyhow, yeah, fuck yeah, that's from my main man, Ron. That's for all you metalheads out there. A little bit of Fail to Decay. The album is called Delve. The jam is called Paralysis, and you were anything but while that motherfucker was just quaking and shaking through your households.
Right.
So you're welcome.
Nice. Ron said he's going to send you some other Minnesota bands to check out as well.
Killer. Looking forward to it, man. We'll put your ass to work, get you back on spot, back on location, doing some motherfucking interviews for me, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You can interview some bands coming up for us in the next few weeks if you want to, brother. I'll set you up with some Skype information. You do it up, send it to me, we'll make it happen, brother. I like it. We'll spread the love around. So
we are getting close to
2019. No, it's already here, babe. It's already here. It already happened. We're already in the new year. You missed it. No, you were awake this year. We were both awake this year for New Year's, huh?
I know.
Wow. What the fuck?
Kind of a rare thing. Yeah.
I'm awake for it every year. You're often not, but I never sleep. So I remember one time I slept during the Nixon administration, though. That was cool. I remember that. I remember like it was 40 years ago.
I was not alive. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I hope that everyone out there in Metal-O-Mania land is following along with the second screen open and giving their L's, giving their clicks to these bands along the way so you can stay on top of them. That's right. And you know what I'm talking. I've had people tell me.
Guys.
What's that?
You know what we live for nowadays, guys.
That's right. Building a fan base for the bands we love.
The likes.
And I have had people tell me, though, that are watchers of our show for a long period of time now, that continually build their likes around the bands that they hear on our show week after week after week, that their Facebook has transformed now. We literally are transforming people's Facebook experience from the political bullshit is less and less prevalent, which I think is very welcome to most metalheads, right? Certainly the people we've heard back from so far. And it has definitely been the case for me as well. My Facebook experience is very different these days than it used to be. I very rarely see politically inspired things anymore. I very rarely see... most of my stuff is jokes and metal-related things. And, man, that's awesome. I love Facebook so much more for that reason. I still think it's ridiculous that we're treated like children and censored and can't put a booby on there every now and again. What the hell's a booby, man? Get over yourself. If you can't handle a booby, regardless of age, I don't care how old or how young you are, if you can't handle a booby, this world's just not your place to hang. But anyway, I mean, that's a side issue. But the point being, if you hang out with us every weekend, you like the bands, and you continue to diligently follow them and support them, you'll be glad. You'll find them later down the road. What used to have your uncle arguing with your aunt over right and left politics is now me and Scully telling you about a band out of Jersey that's kicking ass. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, that's a far better way to do things.
Right.
So you're welcome.
You're gonna be less angry.
Yeah, you really will, and you'll be more it'll be more therapeutic to hang out with us.
Right.
So So you're welcome. That's right. Keep doing the thing. Keep doing the metal. And we certainly have no intention of stopping anytime soon. In fact, we're about to double up on our bet, huh? We're about to jump and double on our investment here. We're going to throw multiple shows at you. So keep on hanging out with us, and we'll keep on letting you know what's up.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll just play by ears.
Fuck yeah.
Hang with us.
As early as next week, we plan to bring you a Tuesday and a Wednesday. A Tuesday and a Wednesday. You heard it? That's correct. Scully's giving me the look of incredulousness. But no, we're doing it.
I love when he announces things on the air. Like, facts.
Doing it. Well, see, that's we work good with that. We work good under pressure. You work good under...
I was going to say, we work with...
You work fantastic under pressure, baby. I'm going to tell you right now. You do beautiful things.
You work pretty good under pressure, too.
So let's do it. My brothers, I don't think it's going to be that. It's not going to be that, but my big brother's record collection, something to that effect. We'll iron it out, but it's coming at you Tuesday. Look forward to it. It's going to be some good old shit, man. We'll play some old Priest on there. You'll hear some Maiden type stuff. You'll hear some things you'll hear some. It'll be a wheelhouse metal show. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you'll dig it. You will dig it.
Right.
It'll be all the jams that we all know and love.
The old guys that you work with that say there ain't new metal happening nowadays.
Yeah, they'll love that show because it'll be that stuff that they know and love from then. And then we're going to grow from there. So keep on hanging out with us, man.
We got 4 more songs tonight.
Let's do another one right now. Let's do that Misery Index song that we skipped for motherfucking Ron so that we could stick that failed decay in there because Misery Index has a brand new release coming out in March. March 8th, for that matter, from Season of Mist is putting out their new one. It's called Rituals of Power. And they have been so nice as to release a single off of it already. And that single is called New Salem. And not only did they release the single, but they put a video out with this bitch as well. So check it out right here on Metal-O-Mania. Enjoy this shit. Misery Index from our backyard.
Older than a witch's titty out there, isn't it?
Why don't you burn in hell?
Welcome back to Smokestack Radio Station, where we bringing you the greatest and the greatest and the best of the motherfucking metal from around the world. And we're going to put in your ear holes, we're going to put in your nose holes, and we're going to get you stoned while you do it, motherfuckers. And here we go. And that's the Wolfman Jacket, man. So what do you think of that, though? Badass, man.
Very cool.
That Misery Index is badass. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait.
I got a question for you.
Certainly. Well, hold up.
Sorry.
Real quick. Real
song.
quick. Local. Speaking of local, keep your ears and your eyes peeled. Going to be some Criminal Element, brand new Criminal Element coming down the pipe here any minute now. So we will try to get Vincent to join us in the studio for some releasing of some of that, as a matter of fact. So look forward to that as well. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
Awesome. I was just going to ask.
Certainly.
Where the fuck are those kids going? They have been walking for 2.5 hours through the lava.
I know, right? It reminds me of...
Where are they going?
It's the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're just all 3 movies. They're walking towards the fire, like for the whole thing. This is the recreation of all the movies. What do you think? They are walking forever, though, man. They're making me tired, right? You know, holy shit, though.
At some point, I would just dive into the lava. I mean, fuck the shit. That's too much walking.
Goddamn, hon.
That's a lot of walking.
I'm walking.
If you ever have to ask me to exercise too much, just keep that in mind. I might rather
opt
jump
for the
into
fire.
The pit of lava fire.
Yeah,
so
I know.
you know.
I know. I've tried to get you to work out before. I know. And just like the sexual arena, you got no stay-to-itiveness.
I got very little stamina.
No, yeah, right.
Very little.
Yeah.
Look,
I'll be like, honey, see what they're doing on that porn screen there?
And I'll be like,
do some of that.
No.
So like for 3 seconds, maybe.
It'd take too much work
I can't hold myself up there like that for that long.
Right, yeah.
That's fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Some of them are like gymnasts or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not just a porn star.
Maybe they have like hidden strings and stuff, green
moving around
strings,
like puppets, like marionettes.
Holding them up at least.
Porn marionettes, really.
Or the swing, swing action that they've like deleted out of the camera scene
Dig
somehow.
it. We're getting a swing.
Well,
ready
yeah,
for a
makes
swing?
it so much better.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that'll do the work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What the hell?
When you're young, you want it because you're wild and adventurous, and when you're old, you need it just to get the job done.
Because it's fucking just nice and helpful. One less thing to worry about,
I'm just saying.
So, yeah. Anyway, we'll send you guys videotapes. The leaked videotapes, we'll send you guys one day. We'll wait till we're really, really big and famous across the whole world of metal, and then we'll leak an ice porn,
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
That'll be our map to success. We'll take the Paris Hilton approach to fame.
Oh, that's genius. Because she is still relevant.
Yeah, whatever did happen to her. Like, she sucked a dick even, and then got a couple TV shows, and didn't need the money.
Oh, I don't know.
She had a couple TV shows, I think, right?
Oh.
I remember there was one where she had a job, and they did different jobs every week. Like, look,
yeah.
here's the idiot that doesn't know how to work at McDonald's.
I do remember that.
Shit like that.
Yeah, her and the other girl.
The Nicole Richie bitchy.
Yeah, there you go.
Right,
Yep.
Right.
Good recall.
Right.
They pretended to do people's jobs.
Yeah,
God, that was so embarrassing.
It's still embarrassing. Even though it's not still on, that's embarrassing of the human race.
Just go back to sucking dick.
We respected you more for sucking dick than standing around at McDonald's going, how do I make a burger?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Idiot.
Ugh. I know. I'll tell you, the world's a whore. The world's a whore. The world's a see you next Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? There we go, Ethan.
But,
that's for you, brother.
Let's turn it around. Let's be a little more positive.
All right, well, that can be done.
You know why? Because I just thought of how awful is that we just were hating on her and wishing awful things on her just because she sucked a dick or something.
Well, no. Honestly, the sucking the dick part, I just said, we have more respect for the sucking dick part than the rest of it.
Right.
No, the sucking dick part, I have nothing but love and respect for
I don't
her.
want to wish stuff on, evil things on her because I feel bad now. Look, I'm going to not do that anymore.
Oh, so did we just discover a new resolution for you? You're not going to hate on people? Well, you can't be on the show anymore.
No, that was extreme. Okay,
I was going to say, you can't be on the show anymore if you're not going to hate on people. Harm?
Like, wish
foul,
evil things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that kind
you
of
can't be on the show anymore. I'm going to have you replaced. So, any evil bitches out there looking to join me on the... If you're willing to spread hatred and malfeasance...
You still hate people. I just don't want to hurt them anymore.
Oh, well, fuck that.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Well, let's assault somebody right now with a malevolent creation jam. Because, man, if you know... Yeah, for sure. If you know the show and follow us at all, you know I'm a huge malevolent creation fan. In fact, I will say this, for all the metal stickers I have all over the Metal-O-Mania truck, and I have 1 million on the truck, the malevolent creation one has made more conversations happen in parking lots for me than any other sticker on the whole thing. And of course they have a brand new album coming out this month, January 18th. We're going to get some brand new malevolent creation. It's called The 13th Beast, thus it being the 13th full-length release from them. And
wow.
If this song they've released off of it so far is any indication, it's going to be phenomenal. So enjoy Decimated from motherfucking Malevolent Creation right now for the upcoming, and you can pre-order it. So go pre-order the album right now, The 13th Beast. Check it out.
Nice.
A little bit more metal for you. Keep hanging out with us. We'll get you to the rear end of your pump day with a little more jams. Here you go. Malevolent. Enjoy. Dig it.
Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, you don't like it. You're a fat nobody, and I'm fucking Spider-Man, so how do you think I feel?
That was our one chance!
I say, frightfully dark down here.
Yeah, but fuck, I got brain freeze. I got brain freeze from my frozen coffee.
Whoa.
Ooh, brain freeze. But it's hitting the spot, though. Like a motherfucker. Thank you, Mr. Ethan. You rule, sir. How about that malevolent creation, though, huh?
Badass.
If you are not licking your chops in anticipation of the 13th Beast, again, we can't be friends. We can't be friends, man. But speaking of friends, let's make this new year a year where we approach it and grow our thing. I'm going to reach out there to you, my metalheads, my Metal-O-Maniacs, my metal community, the followers of the show, the people who dig it and hang out with us all the time, to help us grow, to help us take it to the next level. I implore you to grab a metalhead on the Facebook group, and again, I know there's a lot of metalheads that hit me up by way of email or hit us up by way of even Twitter that hate Facebook, or Facebook that hate Twitter. You know, whatever your medium is, send them our way. Tell them about the show, and let's. I think there's room to grow. We're very proud of where we are right now, but I think there's room to grow. There's more metalheads out there that are looking for this show, and I'm hoping, just like we try to find the listeners out there to check out these bands, I am going to reach out to all of my metalheads out there to help us find more and more listeners that might want to check out the show, might want to hang out with us every week. Let's grow this thing. Let's take it to the next level. I think that we can do it. I think that the metal is propped and ready to be done with. To get us there, there's some great stuff happening, great fucking jams happening right now that we're happy to share with everybody every week. So let's do this, man. World domination. Let's take over the world. So, but the only way we can do that is with your help. So I reach out, I implore you metalheads. Grab another metalhead, tell them about the show. Grab another Facebook metalhead, tell them about the group. Send them our way, and hopefully they'll dig what we do as well. And we can, grow this thing until there's nothing but metal, Because I'll tell you right now, I was thinking about it earlier today. We took a wrong turn. Metalheads took a wrong turn with the hair stuff, with the Poison, with the Warrant, with the Winger. You know what I mean? We opened the door for the grunge thing back then to screw up our metal thing. And that, in turn, I think led to what is now basically the hip-hop culture. And I don't hear this wrong. I'm not knocking the hip-hop culture. That's not what I'm doing. So save the emails. But I do wonder, had the course of events gone just slightly different, now for every commercial break you hear a hip-hop jam. For every commercial break, especially like on ESPN and sports coverage, it's very hip-hop oriented, music style, flavor, you know what I mean? It's very built around that at this point. Every T-shirt wants to sell you it with a hip-hop song. Every tennis shoe wants to sell you itself with a hip-hop song. I wonder, had we not done the stupid fucking hair metal thing, that would be metal now. That would be more metal. Maybe still hip-hop. Maybe there'd still be that. It would have carved out its niche as well, which is clearly done, but it's dominant. I think there's a place for the metal there. I think there's a place for, you know what I mean, for you to sell your tennis shoes with a fucking Power Trip jam going in your commercial, bro. You know what I mean? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that wouldn't be effective for some metalheads out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying the hip hop culture is taking over, and again, I'm not knocking on the hip hop culture. I do wonder how different our influence, as it were, and I say our in the our influence as a metal package. How much could we have thrust ourselves across that scene? That's right. I'm talking about my package being thrust across that scene, violently, and hopefully carving out our own share. Because I'm not a fan of I think I've been on record. I'm not a big fan of the rap stuff and all that. So it does get a little annoying to me after a while when the 15th commercial break is playing the same rap song I heard through every goddamn. Especially ESPN's terrible for that. Every single commercial break they'll say the same commercials over and over and over again, and therefore you'll hear the same 4 fucking rap songs over and over and over again to watch ESPN, and it does get annoying. And it would be less so for me, I can tell you, if some of that was tempered with an overkill jam. Right. Fucking here's some tennis shoes and listen to Metal Church belt out fucking, ton of bricks while you think about how cool these shoes are.
Right.
So there's a niche out there, gang. There's a niche. There's a place for it all. And it all leaves me screaming. Which brings me to the next band we're going to play. This is a full length.
Did you talk about the email? Or did I miss it?
Oh, no, I do want to bring up. You're right. I'm sorry. I do want to bring up the email as well. Not only do we want to grow the show, but we want to become, we do get lots of submissions for bands every week, but I want to keep those coming. Don't be afraid. Get in there and send us your stuff. We want to know about your band. We want to push your band. We want to hear your band. And in that vein, send your emails to Takeover Scully.
It's up there. I can see it.
Oh, look at you.
Scully at metal-o-mania.com. Oh, you just wanted a break. Oh, look at that, guys. We called him.
Fucking trying to steal a drink of my coffee. She's putting it on the screen.
Yeah, send me an email, guys. Scully at metal-o-mania.com. And I will receive it, and I will forward it on to the crypt, and we will make sure that we give your stuff a listen. And we'll, share your stuff. We'll make sure people know about your concerts coming up and when your albums are coming out and when you got videos, new videos to share.
And again, we are adding shows in the future. We're adding shows, and that's going to make for more content, which is going to make for more need for more content, which is going to mean more genres of metal. And what's that?
And people to help us, too.
Yeah, we do need that. Speaking of which,
anyway,
much love to my main man, Ethan.
As well.
We still need to come up with Ethan needs a cool new nickname. But
what did you call him a minute ago?
Ethanator. The Ethanator.
He did not seem to. You said something else too, though, I thought, so maybe.
Ball wax?
No.
Well, that's just because he was waxing my balls earlier before the show.
All right,
we had no idea that was part of the intern thing
at all. Whatever. It's on the screen. You guys see it.
But yeah, send her an email, and we will check out your band as well, and hopefully play it on the show.
Right.
And maybe even talk.
Awesome.
Maybe even send you dick pics and stuff like that. So let's be friends. No, anyway. Let's play a Screaming Jam. We're almost done. We got 2 more jams for everybody tonight. Let's play a Screaming Jam. On the other side of this, we'll tell you where and when to keep on following our shit.
Okay.
And again, I asked you, grab a metalhead. Grab a metalhead. Send them our way. We'll treat them nice. We'll give them metal. We'll feed them morsels of metal, and hopefully they dig it. So, and speaking of morsels of metal, let's get back to this Screaming. This is a full-length debut. They got a couple other things out, but this is their debut full-length release from the Czech Republic. The band is called Screaming. The release is called Know My Spite, and the jam is called Wheel of Torture.
It's nothing. Barely a flesh wound.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because I came into this room tonight about 4 hours ago, and I said one thing. I said, I'm going to bring the motherfucking metal. I said, tonight, we're going to bring the motherfucking metal. And you know what we did? We brought the fucking metal. That shit is badass. Screaming is amazing. Czech Republic, first fucking full-length debut. Amazing, man. Show them the love. I'm telling you. The playlist that we brought in here tonight, fuck me. Fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
Fantastic. And, yeah, man, I make very few promises on this show. I promise to be an idiot. And really, that's by accident. It's not by design necessarily, but I can promise it'll be true.
Honest.
Right. But I promise you we'll bring the metal. I promise you we will bring metal that you will like and that you will love and that you will jam on and that you want to make a part of your shit, man. I mean, if you're a metalhead, this every jam on here tonight should be multiple fucking... it should be something where you're air guitaring the fucking intricate details of it at some point later because you know that song that well. You know the songs that you know so well that you're air guitaring it because you know the notes. This playlist should be in you like that. I'm telling you.
Right.
These great bands doing great stuff, bringing great metal. And again, some of that stuff's not even the fucking albums aren't even out yet. So, fuck. Great stuff. What did you think, Scully? What did you think of our playlist tonight?
It's brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutality.
Yeah. Hardcore for sure.
We get a brutality point from Scully. Yes. And on the note we were talking about on the last break about growing the thing, man, don't forget we are now available on YouTube. We have just recently created a YouTube channel. And basically what it is these shows that we're doing now, minus the songs, because they won't let us play. Even though it's stupid. We have a broadcast license to play them on this show, but we can't play them on YouTube. It's a weird thing. I'm not quite figured out yet. But we'll have the links to the shows that you can watch with the song. But you can watch the abbreviated versions of the show on YouTube as well. Right. If you want to get a laugh or a chuckle and think some of the stuff we get into is pretty goofy, we're getting some of those shows up there, the fetish episode, all that kind of stuff. If you want to just check out some of the things we've talked about, and some of it's been cool. We've done a serial killer episode. We've done... horror movies. We've done zoology. I'm sorry, cryptozoology. We've done conspiracy theories and serial killers and so many crazy things. So, I do think it's worth checking out. We've this is our 105th episode, so we've covered some content. Covered some ground. Yeah. And plus crazy, awesome fucking guest hosts from Layla to Melissa to Jeremy to Wes to all the people that have come in. The guys from Backblast, the guys from fucking. Blue Collar War. I mean, we've had some, Kenny's been in. So good stuff.
Back to our original with Mark, or Gonzo.
Right, you can catch the old school shit back with Gonzo. Mm-hmm. It was a totally different show then than it is now even.
Completely different.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to sharing that with you, especially the old school stuff, so you can see how far we've come since then. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of little clips in there as well, little 2 to 5 or just 7-minute clips of various topics.
Funny things.
Gone off on rants on. So we hope that we can talk you into joining it. And so you're pretty goofy. So get on there and subscribe. Subscribe so you can see this funny motherfucker over here. And it's fun. We're having a good time. And we're taking it to the next level in 2019. We'll see it go to yet another level. So please do hang out with us for the ride. In fact, you are a crucial part of it. We haven't forgotten that. We never will. So that's why we keep coming in here every week and trying our best to bring you the metal. And we're going to close out episode 105. Holy shit, babe. 105.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. We are going to be talking to Bring Out Your Dead in the near future.
Awesome.
They have a brand new video, a brand new release that's coming out and everything. I think right now, as I sit here, I think it's hitting the world.
Wow.
So we'll be talking to those guys, and we'll be playing their brand new video as well. That's something to look forward to. I think that's going to be next week. So very much looking forward to that. So do look us up next week. My goal is to bring you a Tuesday night show called My Big Brother's Record Collection. And it'll be some good shit that you know. So I think you'll dig that show as well. So
okay.
Next level, here we come. Bring a friend. Killer?
Sounds good.
Anything else you want to add, my dear?
No, I don't think so. I guess I should get the song prepped up here and ready to go.
Well, that's a good idea. Again, thank you to my main man Ethan for helping us off screen over here. Yep. We'll mic you up here a couple times in the future, brother. I like what dude's got to say on some shit. And Scully, thank you. Appreciate the engineer.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Stay chill.
Happy
stay
motherfucking
positive.
Metal Year.
And
stay chill.
We'll see you next week.
Stay chill, stay positive, and we'll see you next week. That's perfect. Perfectly said, my dear. Thanks. Much love to you. All right, so let's get out of here on some Bleeding Utopia from Sweden. This is actually an unreleased. This single has been put out for us to enjoy on YouTube. And we're going together to close out episode 105. So the band is Bleeding Utopia. The song is already dead, but motherfuckers, we're not. We're not quite. So let's keep doing the metal thing until we are. God damn it. Much love, much metal. And let's grow this thing, baby. Grab a friend, grab a metalhead. Next level time. All right, we're out. See you next week.
All right. Let's do this.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.
Hey, what's up? This is Josh Candace from Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacre, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania. Hell yeah, dude.
This is Ernie from the Texas thrash band Chemicost, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with The Crypt.